This is the iQOO 15 and this year it's not just faster, it's packing a massive 7000 mAh battery. There's wireless charging support and iQOO's even thrown in a periscope camera. In terms of box contents, iQOO hasn't skipped out. It has everything you need with your phone, from a protective case and documentation to a Type-C to C cable and the 100-watt charger. And in the last, SIM ejector tool. And once again, I've got my hands on both Legend Edition and Alpha Color variant, which is a refined black with 16GB plus 512GB variant. There's also a grey version with a marble-esque finish and laser holographic imaging that looks monochrome but shifts when light hits it, though that one seems to be exclusive to select markets. Now, when I first saw the iQOO 15, I thought it looked very similar to the iQOO 13. But then again, when I actually looked closer, I noticed iQOO made quite a few changes this year, and most of them I found very positive. Like, take this glass back for example. It's not glossy anymore. iQOO's instead chosen to go with a frosted matte finish here, and even the frame, it's sandblasted aluminium. So the back, the frame, they're both pretty resistant to fingerprints. On the other hand, the iQOO 15 is now flat on both sides, meaning no more 3D curve to this back. It still has rounded edges and curved corners. Now the dimensions haven't really changed. They're very similar, though the phone is slightly heavier, but there is good reason for that. We now have a whopping 7000 mAh silicon anode battery on the inside. And while the charging speeds have gotten a little slower, 100 watt instead of 120 watt, I didn't really mind it, as the iQOO 15 now supports 40 watt wireless charging as well as reverse wireless charging. Plus, for the gamers, there's bypass charging, so you can play while plugged in without heating up the battery. The fingerprint scanner is still ultrasonic and placed quite conveniently. You still get an IP68 and IP69 rating for ingress protection. The Type-C port is still USB 3.2 Gen 1. I feel the iQOO 15 is built quite well and it does feel premium in hand. Now this camera array, there's actually a change here too. If you look at it, you'd notice it's slightly smaller now, and that's because iQOO moved that LED ring from inside the camera array to underneath it. They call it the Monster Halo. Now the optics themselves, they haven't changed all that much. On the main shooter, we still get the same Sony IMX921, a 50 megapixel sensor paired with an optically stabilized f1.88 lens. The ultrawide also remains unchanged with the 50 megapixel Samsung JN1. But this time we actually get a proper periscope telephoto. This is Sony's IMX882, a 50 megapixel 1.95-inch sensor. It is larger than the sensor on the iQOO 13. And this is paired with an optically stabilized 85mm periscope lens. So you do get access to a native 3x optical zoom that is great for portraits, and iQOO claims it can push up to 100x digital zoom. And within the camera you can shoot this type of cool images using AI. For the video, it can record up to 8K at 30 fps from back camera and 4K at 60 fps from both front and back camera. Here are a few camera video sample. Now, of course, the big upgrade for this phone this time around is what's around that selfie camera. This 6.85-inch display, it's a new Samsung 2K M14 LED OLED panel. It's got a 2K resolution, meaning a pixel density of over 500 pixels per inch. Everything is very crisp on the screen. It's also got a 144Hz refresh with LTPO support, so the refresh rate can be varied as per requirement. Now this triple combo of 2K, 144Hz and LTPO, you don't even see that with most flagships. And it gets incredibly bright. We're talking 2600 nits global peak brightness and a crazy 6000 nits local. iQOO has also gone ahead and removed the polarization layer on this panel, so it's brighter and better visible outdoors. So overall guys, this is a high quality display, and talking about gaming, that brings us to the next major upgrade, the SoC. The iQOO 15 is one of the first phones to launch with Qualcomm's latest flagship SoC, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. And you know that means insane benchmark numbers. To back that up, iQOO has used the fastest storage and memory available UFS 4.1 storage and LPDDR5X Ultra Pro RAM. This is where that 4.1 number comes in. It boosts file transfer speeds significantly. Now, iQOO's also included their own supercomputing chip Q3. This helps with 2K super resolution and frame interpolation,
but it also enables ray tracing on mobile, meaning realistic lighting and reflections in supported titles. When stressed, it did lose a little over 40% of its peak performance, which these days is not all that uncommon. And while the phone did run warm, it never got hot thanks to that massive 8K VC cooling system. The temps did stay under 45 degrees even during and after stress tests. The iQOO 15 is another phone that's going to be going global with Origin OS 6 with Android 16. Now this is a welcome change. I'm not going to deep dive into Origin OS 6 here since we've seen it on other phones, but to keep it short, it feels more refined than FunTouch OS in general. And here on the iQOO 15 in particular, it feels very responsive, snappy, very quick. Now, let's talk about the price because iQOO has some aggressive launch offers this time around. The iQOO 15 launches in India at 72,999 rupees for the 12GB plus 256GB variant and 79,999 rupees for the top tier 16GB plus 512GB model. But this is where it gets interesting. You get a flat 7,000 instant bank discount with HDFC and Axis Bank cards or a 7,000 exchange bonus if you're trading in an old phone. On top of that, there is an additional 1,000 rupee all bank discount. So if you stack those up, the net effective price drops to just 64,999 rupees for the base model and 71,999 for the top variant. They're also offering up to 24 months of no-cost EMI, which breaks it down to just 2,709 rupees per month for the 12GB model and 3,000 rupees per month for the 16GB one. So given all this, the performance bump, that 7,000 mAh battery, the periscope zoom, and these launch offers, I can't help but be happy about this package. I feel it offers excellent value in the flagship space. But what about you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching.